Hi guys, my name is Hannah Sepa from HI Images. Today I'll be talking to you about the new Godox V860ii for Sony. I have there also the triggers as well. Just going to give you a bit of a rundown on the new flash with the triggers and just giving you a bit of a comparison with the HVL F60M flash. So stay tuned. I've never done an unboxing, so I'm not going to do one now. I'll just give you a quick rundown what's in the box. What you get with the I purchased the V860 to Godox flash for about $6.95 Australian. Comes with the X1T triggers for Sony. In the box it comes with the trigger itself, manual. The X1T triggers, they take the AA batteries, 2 AA batteries. I use the any-loop rechargeable ones. I find they last very long. With the Godox flash itself, what you get in the box, just get the case with the flash in it. You get the battery. It doesn't take the standard AA batteries, but it just got the big VB18 batteries. These batteries, they last a lot longer than the AA batteries. Faster recycling time than the HVL F60M flashes, which is a bonus as well. So they do last a lot longer, and very fast recycling time, which is another bonus what you want. And it comes with just the charger. So I purchased mine on eBay because you can't get them here in Australia. So they came from overseas, but they've got the adapter for it for Australian sockets. Just to give you now, okay, now with the HVL F60 flash, I've got 2 of these. I purchased this because I found it with the X1T triggers. I thought, let me find something else different for high-speed sync photography. Whereas before I was using the Pixel King triggers, which are really good. Very hard to find now. I don't know if the suppliers have stopped stocking them or what, but they've been very hard to find, so it's very rare to find these guys. But I've liked them with the HVL F60, never had any issues with them. Just thought to try something else different, because these are the new ones specifically for Sony. These do TTL, support TTL for Sony as well. You can use a manual flash as well. They're good. They're really good flashes. I had a bit of a play around. I was kind of actually very impressed. Comparing it to the size of the Sony is a bit bigger than the Godox flash. They weigh about roughly the same. The Godox may be a tad heavier because there's a bigger battery in there. Other than that, it doesn't really affect. Really, the main difference is in terms of the design and that. Just basically, it's just got a bit more of the buttons and stuff, so you get to select through. But other than that, what I kind of loved about the Sony is just sort of, you have it's got its own tilting. It's the only Sony flash that does this sort of way, whereas the Godox doesn't. It just goes down, stays straight up 90 degrees, goes down, and you just twist it. You can go facing backwards or all the way around. So that's really the difference. I'm not sure. That's what I loved about the Sony, because when you're doing events and stuff, you're going in portrait mode, just shoot it. So it's basically there. Whereas the Godox, you can't do that. You just sort of gotta be facing like that, or however you're gonna face it. But I had a quick test, and directional of the light doesn't really sort of affect as much. But this is a kind of advantage with the Sony I liked. With the power outage, they're roughly about the same. I think this one is a bit stronger than the HVL F60M. The HVL F60M has the LED lights, whereas the Godox doesn't have that. Other than that, it just really comes down to price and preference. These are about, I think, 599 Australian, where I purchased this about 299. It comes with the trigger, the Godox triggers. Now, with the with what I liked about another thing what I loved about the Godox was, even it comes with its triggers, but it's got a built-in receiver in this, so you can actually shoot wirelessly without having the receiver, without lugging around too much of the triggers and receivers. It's basically really simple to set up. Now with the Godox flash, I haven't heard any issues with it overheating. Now I've just got it today, so I'm looking forward to really putting this to a test. I've got some events coming up, so I'll be putting this to a really good test. Plus I will be doing videos as well, which shoots where I'll be using the Godox flash with their triggers, especially in wireless mode. With the HVLF60, some people do have said it's overheated, but out of all honesty, I've had this flash for probably just over 2 years now. And for the 2 years of owning this flash, I've only had it overheat on me once. I'm not sure if it's because I was outdoor and shooting full power, trying to sort of kind of break up the shadows and stuff. And it only overheated on me once, and I haven't had any issues other than that. So I'm not sure. Some people do say it overheats constantly. As I said, I've had this for over 2 years, and I've shot weddings full days from morning till midnight using the flash, or events, and constantly non-stop. So I've never had any issues, just that once, which is probably about a couple of weeks ago. So I'm looking forward to seeing this. The recycling time is faster on this, so it's and hopefully sort of no overheating in that. So I've spoken to a few people who have used this, and they've never had any issues with overheating, so that was another bonus for me, other than the battery, and it will last a lot longer than the AA batteries, and the bonus recycling time. Now with the Godox flash, the 860 II, basically menu is simple, just change it to mode. So you got multi, TTL, manual. I'll have to shoot manual. Apparently the Godox V860 II does really well in TTL. Again, I haven't really tried it out much, just sort of had a bit of a play, but I'm a manual person, so I prefer using a lot of manual mode. You've got different sort of settings, so I haven't got a chance to sort of play around with it, just more in the wireless mode. So wireless, you can actually use TTL flash, and you can also change it to, manual mode as well. So I still got a bit play around with it, but that's just to give you a bit of an idea. When you're in manual mode, you can just sort of change the power outage, everything, channel, the zoom as well. I just got the flash today as well, so I haven't charged the batteries. So batteries came probably half full. It's probably got 1 bar left. Now with the triggers, what it is, simple really. It's basically like, you know, any other sort of trigger, just put it on the camera. Now, difference between these triggers, comparing it to the Pixel Kings, I found as well. The Pixel King triggers, you have to set the camera up in wireless mode to actually trigger it wirelessly. Whereas the Godox flash, if you put it in wireless mode, it doesn't fire. You can actually you can actually use full flash or slow sync or rear sync, and it will fire wirelessly. But if you put it on wireless mode, it won't fire. So it's good, because with the Pixel King triggers, I wasn't be able to access rear sync or slow sync. So that was another advantage, plus that kind of I was happy with. So if we leave it on full flash, we put the triggers on. Now the trigger, I don't know if you can really see it properly. So basically with the triggers is pretty much simple. You got your different groups, A, B and C, and the channels 1 to 32 channels it's got this trigger. You can change it, so if you really want, you can change the power outage and whatnot from here. So another advantage with the Godox flash is that you can actually control your outage. You can actually control the outage and stuff through the triggers instead of going physically to your flashes. Whereas the Pixel King triggers, you got to actually walk up to your flash and change it. So this is what another thing I loved about it, because you got the screen there, you can change everything. Right now it's set on manual mode. I have it set on group A on channel 2. Now if I change, I can change this. So if I just go mode, and you just press GR, and what it is, you just change your power outage. So now I have it say 1/28. You just go OK. Automatically now that flash has, the flash is also now saying 1/28. So now if you can see the flash, you just fire it. Fires wirelessly. Now it does do the high-speed sync, so you don't have to change any sort of settings or anything. You can just sort of go straight into high-speed sync mode. Now the only thing that I found out about this shooting in high-speed sync mode, if you're going up to 1/5000 of a second and up, the images intend to get little black stripes running through. Best way to sort of get rid of that, like, it's not a sort of a big issue, but if you're shooting at, say, I'll give you an example. So I'm shooting at 1/5000 of a second. Don't know if you can see. There is you get a bit of black lines running through the images. It's hard to tell facing through the camera. But the best way to sort of combat that is if you go to, you have to turn off your E front cutter shutter. So once that is off and you fire, if you're comparing it now to the other images, this image, the first one when I have it on, then if you can see it now, I don't know if it's hard to tell, but you get little black lines running through it. Whereas having it off, when you're shooting at having the curtains off, you don't get the black lines. So that's the only really issue, but it's not a sort of a big issue, so it doesn't affect. You just turn the the curtain off, the E front cutter shooting off, and you get rid of that. But if you're shooting under 1/5000 of a second, you do not need that. So that is that's all you really got to know. Good thing about this as well, once you're shooting, you can actually have 3 flashes up. What I do love about this as well, if you go here GR and you just press it again, now you have B. Just go mode, and you can choose, if you want, you can choose TTL. So if you have more than one flash, so if you want one flash set at manual, the second flash set at TTL, you can actually set it at TTL, and you can just sort of adjust your the exposure in that. It will control the flash, but you just sort of adjust the exposures in that, and just press OK. So what it is now, you have 2 flashes on. One flash you can control it, so one flash will go off 1/128, while the second flash will run off at TTL mode. So you can also do that, and you can also run them all 3 in manual, or you can run them all in TTL, or you can choose 1 TTL and 1 manual. It is totally up to you. So that's another thing I liked about the Godox trigger. So with this, once you got you have the first setting, so you can choose TTL or you can choose in manual. But it's with this one, you have the 2, 3, 4, the 5th mode. That's wireless, and you can shoot TTL, and you can change it in manual. So change mode, manual or multi. Again, I haven't got a chance to fully play it around with the flash, so can't say much with the others. So the others is just sort of haven't really played around, so I can't really say much with it. But this is basically if you want to shoot wirelessly, you just go on the 5th mode, wireless, and you can change your mode to it if you want TTL or manual. So it's pretty simple, quick and easy. So yeah, that's just a brief explanation about the Godox triggers. Other than that, I'm actually kind of very impressed for what Godox have done with the V860 II. So yeah, just really more the triggers. You only have the one trigger, so the one trigger can control multiple flashes. I will be getting the AD360 as well. Now the AD360 does not have a built-in receiver, so I'll have to buy a receiver for it. I can't remember the model number for it, but other than that, if I'm going to be getting another flash of this, so I can set up 2 different ones, and you can set up in the groups, one group A, group B, same channel. They both fire at the same time. Just you can choose one. You can control the output for each flash. So instead of physically, I don't know if you see in my videos with the Sony flashes and the Pixel King triggers, I have to physically go up to and change the power for the Sony flashes to sort of adjust, whereas the Godox I wouldn't have to do that. So that's another thing I liked about it. So yeah, that's basically it about the Godox. So it's pretty much simple. Guys, for Sony users who are, or people looking to go into Sony, and Sony users who are looking for a good flash system and don't want to spend the money for the HVL F60, these flashes are really good. It is expensive, but for wirelessly triggers, you have the Photex Odin 2 that will work really well with the Sony flashes, and you've also got the new Sony triggers that are coming out as well. I'm not sure the date on that. I've been told that they work really well so far with the Sony flashes. So until then, we'll have to wait and see for that one. But in the meantime, if you want something a bit more affordable, $295 Australian, I got the flash and the trigger. Comes in the kit for $295, and it's cheaper than the Sony flashes, and you get to use it wirelessly as well. And you can also purchase the 8360 strobes or the 8600 as well. And you can use the same Godox, the 8600. You can use, you don't need a receiver, whereas the 8360 you do need a receiver for it. I'll have that coming, so I'll do a separate video on that. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share my video, and subscribe to my channel for some future videos. And check out some of my groups and my pages on the description on the bottom. So until next time, enjoy. See you guys.